Hi everyone, Brad Thornton from the agency here with another real estate hot topic. Today I thought I'd touch on why having a pre-sale building a pest inspection report is a good recommendation. So caveat emptor, generally being translated for us by the time you reach Year 9 Commerce class is let the buyer beware. And when it comes to purchasing real estate, it is and has been the onus of the buyer to do their due diligence. So the owner accepts your offer price. You as the buyer now go away and look into it, make sure that everything is as expected. When I started selling in 2002, there wasn't much the owner or the agent had to disclose to the buyer. In fact, I even started at a time when dummy bidding at auctions was not illegal. But fast forward to 2022, there was a range of items an owner and an agent need to legally declare under the term material facts. These include, has the property been subject to flooding from a natural weather event? Has it been the scene of a crime of murder or manslaughter? Has it been used to manufacture or supply drugs? Does it contain loose fill asbestos? And the list continues. But when it comes to knowing the in-depth aspects of the dwelling, most owners really wouldn't know. And one of the most crucial tasks to perform when buying a property is to make sure you know as much about the structure as possible. Not just what may be a defect now, but what do you need to be aware of in the future that's going to require some attention. So the building inspection has normally been organised by the purchaser. In recent times, say the last 5 years or so, if you've been involved in buying or selling, you would have noticed more and more properties being sold with a building and pest inspection report already done. I started recommending this practice around 2008 to clients, and it was quite a shock to a buyer who was interested to let them know that a report was available. But now it's one of the first questions that a buyer asks if they've got a little bit of interest. So I'm going to break down the advantages for both the seller and the buyer by flipping this around, and also some things to watch out for, particularly on the buying side. So we'll start for an owner. The first benefit is that it speeds up the sale. With the craziness of the market over the last 18 months, most good inspectors are being booked out at least a week in advance. With a report already done, it is one less task to hold up the process. Every purchaser I've sold to in the last 2 years where a report was already done did not get their own additional inspection. Having the inspection available before going to market can also notify you of small jobs that can be easily rectified and removed from the report. The bigger the report list, even with very minor items, the more intimidating it can be to read. So clearing up small matters simplifies the report. And also there are no surprises, and it provides a better qualified consumer. You and your agent know what product you are putting to market, warts and all, and can negotiate from a position of strength. On the flip side, when a buyer negotiates an agreed price with you and issues come back from their inspection that you did not know about, it dents their excitement, and quite often, if a renegotiation has to take place, the request is more than what the cost of rectification would be. Finally, if the sale was by auction, it allows a prospective buyer to engage in the process to bid either with offers beforehand or bid on the day with minimal financial outlay if they were to miss out. You need to make sure the inspector is happy to take phone calls from possible buyers to answer questions and is able to answer them in a calm, professional and timely manner. They also need to have a structure in place to transfer ownership of the report to the buyer, and I'll cover this below in the buyers section, which is a good segue, the advantages for a buyer. So first of all, the pre-sale report gives you information upfront about the house before spending further money on your due diligence. Sometimes I hear a buyer who has spent money on a combination of 3 or 4 reports without actually having finalised the purchase. These could be made up of being gazumped at the last minute, pulling out of another purchase because of too many issues. It adds up really quickly. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions if you have any concerns. And also understand a lot of disclaimers in these reports are required by professional indemnity policy. So no matter who arranges the inspection, they're going to be there. It is also vital with any property purchase to have context around the reports, the property and the purchase price. Every home will have issues, so compare it to value for money. Do you have the financial skill or capacity to handle those issues and prioritise those in urgency? And the biggest tip is to make sure you get the report in your name if it is a pre-sale report. Usually the report will be in the name of the owner, and it is the owner who has a service agreement with the inspector and has coverage under their liability insurance if something was missed by negligence. Normally a reduced fee will be applied where you can repurchase the report and have it issued to you by the inspector. If you don't do this, you have no coverage to claim if something is found shortly after moving in. So a quick summary, I hope that makes sense. Would love to hear your comments or questions on this topic, and I'd also love to know anything else that you, or future topics that you might like me to cover. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.